around whether he can actually put Evil in enough pressure situation to put that barrier out early. But we'll find out whether he can very soon. As we're going to be having eThaD starting with Anarchy. Like we always see Anarchy players putting him up first versus Evil with that first pick clutch.
Already, eThaD gets hit by one rail. So he's going to lose pretty much all of that heavy armor progress he just collected. Evil's hanging across the top. He's going towards Mega. Hasn't actually caught sight of eThaD just yet. And there's another rail. So far, Evil's rails have been on point. That was not an easy rail to land at all.
That is what you expect to see. 2 rails, 2 hits. Especially on a small champion like Anarchy, Evil's going to be getting those for sure.
He's going to be super vulnerable to those rails at the very beginning. Until he can build up that injection and potentially start tanking them past 80 HP, he doesn't want to get hit by a rail at all, especially with no armor.
Evil already controlling both of these big pickups though. Mega health and heavy armor, he has them both.
Here he comes. Oh, that crispy 100 damage, but still,
but look at how
nowhere close! Nowhere close to the amount of health that eThaD has. Still more. Still more health.
Heavy armor going to be up soon. Oh, lots of damage coming in.
Oh.
Evil just isn't missing anything. You saw eThaD just desperately trying to juke and it just did not matter.
He died with plenty of armor left because he just didn't have enough health. But eThaD's gone on to Sorlag.
We've already seen that the acid could be quite useful against Clutch, but just as quickly as he took to respawn, Evil's already managed to top himself up big time. Another quick snappy rail. Evil has been on point hitting these for sure. Evil
was a legend of Quake Live, so he's going to know exactly how to land those last-minute rails.
Indeed he is.
That was almost really crisp. That was almost a fantastic jump. For the first time, I think, we've seen him miss a rail.
Let's hope it's not an omen. Evil already controlling this mega health once again. eThaD, we saw him lose a little bit of armor, so we just rocket jumped up towards the rail.
Oh, tries to catch it, but...
A little bit ambitious, but nothing really to lose. He still has plenty of bullets left.
Well, with the exception of you not wanting to know where you are, then there's definitely no reason to not take a shot like that, for sure. Here comes Clutch.
A few seconds away from mega health being up. You can tell Evil just commanding the pickups right now. Absolute control. eThaD just cannot knock him off of this at the moment.
But because Evil has that champion advantage, he can afford to be patient if he wants.
Oh, trading rail for rail right now, but we can see that Evil's got the armor advantage. And again, he has control over everything. He's going to be getting the heavy armor.
Yeah, and soon to be much more armor now. He's got that heavy armor pickup. Oh, caught him just through the teleporter. Yeah, just take the free rail and get out of there. Good call from eThaD.
I think almost every single pickup in this map so far, Evil has picked up. Just isn't. He's not sharing. He's just not letting eThaD have anything. Greedy Evil.
And again, just he's very rarely leaving this top ground. He wants to command the entire map with this high ground, of which Clutch can. The second he gets it, just an immediate rocket jump, boosts forward. Like if he doesn't need to sit on the ground at any point. Oh wow!
Oh hello! He's
flying robot in your face! Oh, he killed himself as well. That was unfortunate.
That was just, I mean, I'd say rock in a hard place, but the hard place in that situation was Clutch. It was literally just a rock wall and a big robot right there. eThaD, I mean, he either didn't fight back and just died, or tried to at least take Evil with him, and Evil just completely commanding it. Oh, that's the barrier.
That's actually the first time he's popped that shield wall all game. He hasn't even needed the shield wall at any point.
Boy knows where he's going. He can chase this. He has plenty of health and armor. Opting not to, though, Evil just exercising caution.
There's that 1 minute warning. As long as he's got that shield wall, he's going to be very hard to take down. Especially seeing as the main comeback factor of Blazkowicz is going to be that dual wield, and Clutch with the shield active just denies everything. Oh, accidentally hits the floor, so he knocks himself down. But
he does have barrier, though. Oh, nice rail from below.
Oh, he didn't even though he used the shield at the very end there, I don't think he needed it at all.
But just in case he did, going to pop it just to be safe, I believe. It's going to be a very commanding round for Evil to start things off. Looking good. I mean, this is kind of what we expected to see, but again, this Clutch, when you've got a good player in the hands of a good champion like Clutch in the hands of a player like Evil, things get very scary, and this is why.
Oh,
that was disgusting.
The fact Clutch can make that jump is insane.
I just want to see it in third person, just to see what it looks like. You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about, yeah, for sure. That's another one of those little bonuses with Clutch that some people may not think about, is that you can actually use your air dodge after a jump pad. So you can use the height that you've gathered from the jump pad and then exaggerate how far you go by using the air dodge at the apex of that jump. There we go again.
It's just one of those things that there is a little bit of a trick to it. You kind of have to put time into making sure you can master those kind of jumps. But when you do,
these are rails that eThaD does not want to take at all. Just trying to finish the job with heavy machine gun, but and another one back to back. How many rails will he land here?
Once again, Evil determined not to overcommit. I think he likes
and he
knowing when
knew
he's
he
taking that
headed him
damage.
off. Oh, last minute.
Oh my lord!
Surprised the eThaD actually pushed this one. Just like that.
I actually love the way Evil's playing Clutch right now, though. Normally, we actually do see Clutch players like, you know, they smell blood and they go in immediately and they get really aggressive. But Evil is just being as careful as we've ever seen a Clutch player, but he still has access to that barrier when he needs it. He still has all that health. It's like Evil is just playing to just become this almost like boss character.
He's using his mobility and his health for the fights, more so than he's using the shield. And by the way, a dual-wielding lightning gun Blazkowicz just got outgunned by a solo lightning gunned Clutch. I know a big part of that was stack, but how fast does his health go?
It's because he just picked up mega health, but also accuracy. When you're hitting every single shot from that lightning gun and you're doing that much damage, no life is safe, because the lightning gun, its speciality is just deleting you immediately, especially if you're an accurate player. And like you said, right, Evil, Quake Live, how prominent was the LG in Quake Live?
Extremely. Not to even pull away from eThaD, like he's playing really well. I just think it's Evil's movement, his ability to go in when he knows he has the kill guaranteed, and not missing. His rails have been on point this whole set. There we go. He might go down here, popping the shield wall to avoid, but the ticking damage isn't going to do a huge amount here. And there we go. Finally, eThaD manages to secure a frag.
That's going to be a really good morale booster, if anything else, just to build that confidence back up after having that Clutch by himself just destroy your entire team 2 rounds going. eThaD managing to able get that return, starting off with Sorlag this time. I understand the choice, making a lot of sense for him, and a good shot. Again, you're saying eThaD, he's not been playing badly at any point. It's just Evil's just been playing better.
Lovely prediction rocket. Oh wow, decides at the last minute to move, but takes a little bit of damage because of it. You saw the entire gap that eThaD just controlled, and the last minute invisibility to use the damage reduction to avoid the tick damage. If he didn't have the Ghost Walk, he would have been 100% dead.
That's when having knowledge of your champion is going to save you. And that's exactly what we just saw. Evil using that Ghost Walk just to keep himself alive. Oh, could this be it? eThaD, there's the aggression. No fear, running straight at Evil, putting him back on his final champion, which is going to be Visor.
Here comes the Visor. Haven't seen this yet at all. Now Visor really does, he thrives when he collects that rail, but I don't think eThaD's going to make it particularly easy for him to do that. Meeting him off by the bridge, 95 HP, that's going to be an unchallenged heavy armor. Here he is, head on. Is that enough?
Oh, is it the rail? Miss? He missed a Clutch rail, that would have been the game.
He might live to regret that. We'll see how hard Evil can punish or recover from this.
He does have access to piercing sight once again, though.
But look at his health, 32 health. Even if he knows where he is, it's more going to be so he can avoid him, not so he can fight him.
And once again, though, eThaD finds himself with lead for the first time in the map. Ooh, almost thought eThaD was going to be waiting for him there.
I think for a second he actually was. Here's the patience.
Oh, he did connect. 20 health left. eThaD's going to take that shot for sure and get a return around against Evil. That's exactly what he needs to bring himself back in. If he can keep this momentum going, he might be able to get another one. But let's not forget, Evil did lose his Clutch very early on, and I doubt he's going to be quite as careless again.
Been quite a running thing so far. When the Clutch goes down, the rest of the team quite often has been following.
He's going to stack up all these weapons. There's the LG coming through. I don't think he's got quite sight of him, but he did get the heavy armor. Lots of damage coming out. Oh, unfortunately, do you see just the sheer amount of damage that eThaD did to himself in that sort of situation? Unfortunate.
That was a little bit of a scramble. But hang on, here comes eThaD being really aggressive. doesn't fight.
3 health!
You know why he committed. You
What?
know why he committed. He was convinced Clutch was going to not survive that at all, but with 3 health left, just miscalculated by a tick of damage.
The sucker in a situation like that, when you're hitting them with like a machine gun or a lightning gun, and you know how quickly those bullets hit, when they survive with 3 damage, that is literally 1 extra shot being the difference. If you missed 1 shot at any point in that sort of skirmish, that 1v1, you would have won it. And that is a sucker to remember.
Now eThaD, his final option is going to have to be this Blazkowicz. Nothing left apart from a 3 straight comeback.
You said it before though, last time this was a situation and it was Blazkowicz versus Clutch, Evil was able to outgun a dual-wielding lightning gun with his own solar lightning gun. Well, didn't even have a barrier up at the time as well. That was just straight up
the concern is going to be that Blazkowicz he can't move around this map. He can't move the same way Nyx can, the way Clutch can. He can't make those jumps. He can't move as quickly. So this defensive game that we might see Evil try and establish, he's going to be in complete advantage here. He can make that jump to rail, and eThaD can't chase him.
eThaD's trying to stop him getting this heavy armor. Barrier's going to guarantee it for sure. Use the barrier to get away.
Oh, he's headed him off. Oh, it's massive damage. eThaD is now so weak, and this is why Evil, he's going in for the kill. He's done the maths in his head. He knows how weak he is. He's walking into a dual wield. eThaD has to get something going right now. Is it going to be enough to get it? One health.
That was 79 more damage than he needed, but I'm sure he'll take it. eThaD able to make that kill in return. Oh no, but he gets caught early.
And that's a heavy armor. Evil with that ghost walk. There's that nail jump. Does fumble it a little bit, so he takes a bit of unnecessary damage. Forced to use his ghost walk. I mean, don't call it a comeback. eThaD could totally do this.
I mean, I thought this wasn't going to be happening at all, considering how good Evil's Clutch was looking versus eThaD before, but I mean, that 1v1 really was everything. Right, Rockets coming through, but still managed to secure the mega health.
Yeah, minimal damage.
Evil getting aggressive.
There's the jump. Really trying to get any damage when he can, but he has no rail. He's only just picked it up, but that does mean that eThaD's going to be nice and healthy. And he's trying to run away here. Misses the rail again. Evil, his accuracy's been on point. Can't really be affording to miss these rails now. eThaD is on the verge of making this comeback. The danger is that now Nyx has Ghost Walk again, so he's not going to be able to use dual wield until after it's gone.
Ghost Walk and mega health. This is as hard as Nyx gets to kill.
This is a big gamble to use it right now, actually, because now if eThaD chooses to fight, Evil can't run away without it.
I think he's going to have to catch him first. Evil's been very slippery with Nyx so far.
Oh, unfortunately, actually, that was either a read or one of the things you can do with Nyx is because when you use a jump pad, you can ledge grab by holding your jump key right near the top of a jump pad. If you're playing as Nyx and you do it too early, you actually double jump off the wall instead of using the ledge grab.
He might have just tried to not put himself up the top though. You know, obviously a lot of people sort of hover up the top of the jump pad just trying to get the guaranteed rail. Maybe he just didn't want to give that to eThaD.
I mean, it could have been one or the other one. Because we're so far in the tournament, I'm inclined to think it was an intentional dodge, but it's definitely something that can happen by accident if you're playing as Nyx.
Oh, hits the rail. eThaD very low now. He'll be forced to get away.
Now, here we go. It's the 1 minute warning. But Nyx. Nice rail. Again!
Oh my lord. The reactions on Evil for that kill. Incredible stuff. Evil looking as on point as we expected him to.
For most of these weeks, right? For most of these weeks, when you have those really like thread the needle style rail shots where you've got like a small amount of the screen, and if they can get the rail in between that, they need to have quick reactions to see the model. Most of the time, those shots either don't get taken or they miss. Evil made every single one of those, and I think that's just his experience with playing in a setting like that, where you just have like a decision, you're waiting for them to come around the corner, you see it, and you just react in that split second to get the damage, and it worked out twice just then.
That was quite a swift map, though. Obviously, signs of life. eThaD is definitely...
eThaD was looking good.
He's definitely not going down for free, but ultimately, Evil is definitely commanding this so far. You know, I mean, but that's what we kind of expect to see from a player that is quite as successful as Evil is overall. I mean, we kind of weren't sure, like I said, this might be his, as far as we've been told, this is his first week entering the actual Duel Cup itself. So we weren't really sure what to expect in terms of like tournament sort of, I guess, sort of just holding his nerve, especially considering this is like the last week. So this is like, without a doubt, the most stressful week to enter, especially if it's your one and only week you have entered. So I think that that's probably the I'd say that the most stress someone can feel, especially when you're now one match away from making the qualification stage on Sunday, where you sort of go for the regionals itself.
That's nerve-wracking when you've both won and lost a map. Because if you've lost the map, it's, oh no, I'm one map down, and now I have to win 2 maps in a row, otherwise I'm out. And that can be stressful. On the flip side, it's, I've won a map. All I have to do is win this one map, and I'll move on. Which in some ways can be just as stressful because it's a lot of pressure riding on that one map, no matter whether you've won or lost.
So what map do you think we're going to be going into next? Sorry, I feel like I just cut you off there.
No, no.
My bad.
So we just saw Blood Covenant, which is going to be a map everyone's going to be familiar with because it's such a classic map. Do we see Blood Run to maintain that? Or do we go completely new? First of all, I would not give Evil Corrupted Keep. I would not even try. Don't even give him that map of which Clutch and Nyx are so dangerous on, because I'm inclined to think when you see someone go with Clutch, that seems to be a very consistent pick. I don't think we see a lot of people go Clutch just because it's the map. When we see people pick Clutch so far, they ride it all the way. It doesn't matter what map they're on, he is core to their team comp. Nyx normally tends to be quite similar. So I'm willing to bet that we're going to see Evil go with both Nyx and Clutch, and the variable might be an extra champion depending on the map that we go on. And because of that reason, I would not give him Corrupted Keep at all.
And also, the Visor pick might not be quite as essential in Corrupted Keep, even though we have seen it before.
It would be good on Blood Run.
Even though we have seen it before. We've already seen Visor do a lot of stuff on Ruins and Blood Run particularly, but perhaps Ruins of Sarnath could be the choice, just so you've got that extra space just to get away. But ultimately, Evil has been taking the fight to me. He hasn't actually been chasing down quite as much as we see other players so far. He's been sort of going more...
He's been chasing with rails from far away.
But that's been how he pursues you. He doesn't pursue you by literally just following you. He just goes to where he thinks you're going to go with rails. But it is actually going to be Corrupted Keep. eThaD now starting with Anarchy. Evil straight in with Clutch. No messing around at all. And it is that vanilla Clutch.
I'm willing to bet that we should see a similar comp here. Instead of a Visor, it might have been the Blazkowicz. We'll see if he goes Nyx finally. So here we go.
You were somewhat correct.
In this case, the variable was Blazkowicz. So it was Nyx and Clutch as a core, and his map-specific champion was Blazkowicz, which makes sense because we're on Corrupted Keep, and it's a good map for him.
Oh, I just thought. Evil's gone Blazkowicz. How accurate has he been with LG and Rail so far? What is the easiest weapon to secure for certain spawn points if you're near the mega health?
Good point.
He has just taken Blazkowicz.
Do you remember we saw Cypher play on Corrupted Keep with Blazkowicz?
Yep.
And it was quite possibly the fastest round I think I've ever seen.
Yep. Now Evil's got that. But Evil also has Nyx, that he's already been doing ridiculous things with, and Clutch, that he's already been a complete bully with. I think Evil's team composition could not be more perfect for how he's playing at the moment.
But that's what's working really well for him, because I kind of feel like there is no single map where Clutch and Nyx don't work well together. And if you go with a map-specific third champion, it's almost like no map is bad for you because you've got the one champion that fits the map like a glove,
well, that's
and then you've got two core champions that work really well. Bear in mind that I know this was eThaD's map choice, so I have no doubt he's got some confidence here, and he knows what he wants to achieve. Immediately trying to meet him by the rocket, trying to head off Evil. Unfortunately, let him collect the rocket anyway because it was just a little bit too late. But we'll see if eThaD can really pull something out of the bag here. This was his map choice. Even though it benefits Evil's team greatly, I have no doubt that eThaD will do something here too.
Already both power-ups will be up quite soon though. eThaD trying to stock himself up again. Which one does Evil prioritize? The health of the armor.
A nice trail of LG and Mega Health. Caught on the jump pad, but Shield Wall is going to do a great job of just nullifying that damage. And those 3 collectibles already. If you lose your ability the very moment you collect 3 hourglasses, it almost halves the time.
Ooh, wow, that's a lot of damage coming through with one
health again! If he survives with 1 health again, eThaD is not going to be a happy chappy.
He's gone straight in with Blazkowicz though. He's going to know the health has just gone. But only a tribot left to go.
Oh, he just went straight into a super shotgun. Make that 2. Point blank, dual wield. I mean,
Psych, he's going to take that frag back down. Blazkowicz is going to get that return.
Oh, the mid-air!
Does he have the health to survive this? I think he does, only just. But he's going to get followed? No, he isn't.
eThaD, there's no denying, though, that he saw that number tick down, so he's going to know exactly where Evil is.
Let's not forget, though, that dual wield does have quite a substantial cooldown to it. Still only about 15 seconds left to go, but we're closer to 10 now. But still, eThaD manages to get that mega health, so it's going to be nice and stocked up. Can we see that Evil has access to Super Shotgun, LG, and Rocket?
Heading him off, but still lots of health left.
You know, eThaD just does not want to drop down. He wants to keep this height advantage, and I can't blame him. Oh, he jumps down anyway. He wanted to go in for the kill. As soon as he sees the acid spot, he goes.
He's nowhere near some health. He has to try and get some health right now. 15, that is
barely alive. And there's that health regen. Going to do a good job to at least get him back up to half.
It's dangerous when you get caught by that at such low health, but it's also very dangerous knowing that your opponent has seen you do that. Because just to point out for those that may be newer to the game is that when Sorlag hits you with that acid spit, the number values will obviously appear anywhere on screen, which applies to the tick damage. It kind of acts as like a mini radar. You can see people through walls because you just look at the damage numbers.
Oh, that damage is adding up quickly in Evil. Evil immediately turned around and finished that fight when he realized just how much damage he was doing. That is an underappreciated skill, I think, which is quite easy to miss at first glance. It's just the quick, like, on-the-spot calculation of the amount of damage you've done and whether it's good to go up and finish people off.
Oh, that was a damaging rocket. Both Blaskovic is having their dual wield, but man, they don't even get the chance. Evil's rocket's too strong, and he's going to be up one round. We didn't see much Clutch here, though.
Didn't get the chance to. He lost it very early, but if anything, this is just letting us know that Clutch is definitely not... Clutch isn't his crutch, you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely not his only champion. Yeah, it was very smart. It's definitely not his only champion he's good with. You know, even his Blaskovic, we didn't get to see that any time last time because he didn't pick it. Even now, we can just quickly pick the champion and bam, it's like game-changing.
Now,
and already down on 50 health, he actually might be in a really bad situation here.
This was really important for eThaD because he managed to get the shield wall out of Evil unbelievably early. Even with that 75 health, he lands in the lava. No!
Uh-oh.
Taking unnecessary damage, and eThaD actually almost got a frag because the sheer amount of super nail gun damage he took, but as you can see here, because he used his injection, more than healthy enough for the next fight. Did a nice amount of rocket damage, but he himself unbelievably weak with no armor behind him. Evil still looking, he's on a nice amount of health here.
Yeah, he was just doing mega health. Oh, there we go, the point blank. Oh! Took a lot of health, but still has loads of armor to work with.
Doesn't head him off though. Hang on a minute, here comes eThaD being aggressive, gets knocked into the air though. Even with that increased air mobility, was not able to avoid the sheer amount of damage.
That was a big mistake from eThaD. He went down for the aggression, accidentally shot the pillar that he went near, kept himself in the air, took a ton of damage. He's caught him early. The acid comes through, but doesn't matter. The melting damage of the LG. Goodbye, Sorlag.
And he's caught a really good spawn on Blaskovic, who only has a tri-bolt and a starter gun behind him. He's going to have dual wield, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. And a 98 damage. They're going for the duel to seal the deal, and Evil does just that. And he's on match point. I mean, one round away.
You did say don't give Evil Corrupted Keep. He gave Evil Corrupted Keep, and he is now on 1 round away from advancing through and qualifying for Sunday's playoffs.
I feel like it must have just been a decision that he must have been confident with. He must have gone, well, I know his team composition will benefit this, but I feel like I'm going to do well on this map too. It's just so far, Evil has just been able to really maximize how his team has been working on this map in particular.
And again, that was another round that Evil lost Clutch. Jesus. Good lord, the tongue twister. Evil has lost Clutch.
You should never have said that to begin with. I think you're going to make this mistake all night.
I know, the tongue twister. But that was the second round he's lost a Clutch straight away.
You're going to have to...
It's because round starts with an R. I'm really bad at that. But that's the second round he lost Clutch straight away.
You're really focusing on that
hesitation. You can hear the hesitation. I'm trying my best. Give me a break. I'm not well. I'm a poor boy.
You just accidentally insulted Clutch players everywhere.
That's not what I meant.
Myself included. I hate you.
But no, look. Okay, so we're almost at 1 minute in, and he still has Clutch, which is already an improvement that we've seen before. And he's actually getting aggressive. Still has barrier too, hasn't needed to use it.
Well, he hasn't lost it early, and I think that's actually going to be quite a dangerous thing here for eThaD, in that it was great for him in the other 2 rounds because he had a good start, because he got Clutch immediately. But so far, he has not been able to do as much of a good job, and there we go. And, well, at this stage, this could snowball. He's got Sorlag, but
I like
look
how
at how
Evil doesn't just preemptively pop the barrier for the sake of it. He always seems to wait until the time is right. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't panic. He doesn't just put the barrier up straight away.
But at this stage, the more stacked Evil becomes in combination with that shield wall, even though it's Sorlag, and Sorlag's acid will go through the shield.
Oh my, look at the tracking!
Oh, So much damage, and the direct! Oh, pain.
Oh dear. One champion away, eThaD, his tournament life hangs in the balance as Evil and this big scary robot is just trying to deny him from something.
He's going in first, face first, but he's got 2 machine guns and he flies out the window! But it doesn't matter. That was an exchange at the very end there. But Evil is going to come off victorious.